Hey everybody, Johnny B. Good here. Greetings from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay, we are on our way home. We are empty. And currently we are traveling on Interstate 41. We are about to merge onto Highway 172 going east. And then drive about 8 miles to Interstate 43 and take that home all the way down to Sheboygan. I just hung up with my wife and she said it's raining cats and dogs down there right now, so earlier today I had this plan of riding Goldie today. I guess not. It is what it is. Here's a little self-observation. I have noticed that in the past couple of weeks I have been heavily engaged in discussion about politics. You know, it seems to me that a group of people will claim this group of politicians are the greatest, while the other group will claim this same politician as the most corrupt, racist, or whatever names you can call them. And everybody seems to have their opinion, and to their own mind, to our all of us are of our mind, the guy that we're voting for is absolutely right. Yeah. If everybody is right, somebody's got to be wrong, right? We can't all be right. We can't all be wrong. Well, that's not true. We can't all be right. But we can all be wrong, right? I don't know. I don't know why I never learned from my mistakes or my past. When it comes to politics, I get really emotionally fired up. It's like drugs. It really stirs me up. And it really, at the end of the day, it doesn't really do anything. And you know, last year, the last election, I have learned to, I was listening to so many voices, and man, I was going nuts. I was listening to this one TV personality or YouTube personality. Man, he had all this evidence about World War III was coming. The collapse of the U.S. economy is imminent. I mean, he had all these documents and next thing I know, I really just wanted to go home because I didn't want this whole thing to collapse and I'm out there in California or in Arizona or wherever far away from my family. I'm thinking, who's going to take care of them? And, you know. So I had this sudden attack of fear, paralyzing fear. I wanted to quit trucking. I wanted to go home and find me a local job. I was frozen in fear. And it dawned on me that I was listening to the wrong voices. You gotta admit, whether you're on the left or on the right, these people, in their own mind, they're absolutely so clear of where they stand. As deceived as they can be, to their mind, they believe it to be true. And they pass that along to other people. So finally, I finally just broke down, got on my knees and confessed that sin. You see, fear is a sin. And I confessed it to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm listening to the wrong voices. And I could tell you, I honestly had this very calm feeling come over me. And I said, don't worry about it. I'm in control. I didn't audibly hear that. But there was a voice inside. The Spirit just came over me and said, be still. Know that I am your Lord God. And it was fine. It was great. It was okay. Sometimes I forget that, Look at it this way. From a Christian's point of view, it doesn't matter who the enemy is. In a human level, it doesn't matter who's the bad guy is. Whether this politician or that politician or who could be the good politicians or who could do good into the country. There's really just one voice and just one power that controls all of this. And that is God. As horrible as it may sound sometimes, even with, 9/11 is a horrible, horrific scene as like that. Now, first of all, God doesn't create evil, or He doesn't what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't commit evil or force people to do evil, but He does allow evil people to reign because the Lord has a purpose He wants to accomplish. Now, whether you're a believer or not, it's not that difficult to understand that God uses all people to accomplish His goal or His plan, whether evil people or good people. Good people are used to do good things, and evil people are used to do evil things to accomplish certain things. I'll give you one example. There was an evil guy who was drunk, stoned out of his mind, drove down the highway and just literally crashed into a van full of family, 3 kids and a wife. Everybody in that van died except for the husband. And nobody can dispute that is an absolute tragedy. But the outcome, because of that horrific accident, the dad broke down and gave his life to Christ. Therefore, being saved. See, sometimes God uses pain to save people. Sometimes, let me rephrase that. God uses pain to make people come to Him in humility. And you know what else? That the dad became saved, and it dawned on him that he needed to forgive that other driver because he himself has been forgiven by the Lord. And so he came to prison and talked to that driver and say, I forgive you, I don't hold anything against you. And because of that act, the drunk driver was so touched by the generosity and the kindness and forgiveness of that man's heart that he also came to Christ. Yes, there are 3 or 4 people that lives that are, well, I wouldn't say destroyed, just no longer exist in this world. I've always imagined the Lord as a great billiards man, or somebody that plays pool, billiard. When he hits the ball, the cue ball hits this ball, it's not just that ball. Every ball in that table is affected one way or the other. He hits this ball and sets up the other shot, and that ball goes to this ball, touches. It's a ripple effect. I really believe that. On the lighter note, I got something really great today. I wish I could tell you the details, but I'm willing to say that I'm going to be bringing home at least 100 or so pounds of the product that I delivered today. It was rejected because the box were crushed. Nothing wrong with the product. It's just a little bit of leak. The box are a little bit crushed. And I have been authorized to bring it home. Yep. And I don't think I don't think this is the kind of product you want to hold in your freezer for a year. So what we'll probably end up doing is we're probably going to end up giving it away to family members or neighbors, friends. Whoa, look at the time. Holy moly. Happy Easter, everyone. Gotta be good here. Have a good and godly day. Peace.